Hi Virgo, this is Teresa from Tarot by T. Welcome to June, and I'm getting ready to do your June Love TarotScope. Before I do that, I want to ring the bells and create some sacred space around this reading. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, and thank you for taking the time out to comment on the videos. I really appreciate it. So let us see. Also, thank you for anyone who has purchased a reading. If you'd like a personal private reading, just go to my website at tarotbyt.com and we can set that up. Okay, so let's see what's coming up for Virgo in June. What do Virgos need to know about love in June? What do Virgos need to know about love this coming June? Okay, we have a full moon in Sagittarius, which would come out, which would be in your home sector. So something may be finalizing around the home, may coming to fruition. You might be working around in the home with Saturn connected to it. You might even be purchasing a home. So anyway, and with the new moon in Cancer, that'll be in your friendship sector or your dream. It's a good time to go after a dream, to have new beginnings. You might. And trying to manifest a dream. The new moon is going to be a healing moon. There's going to be a communications. It's good for communication because Mercury is going to be connected to it. But it's also got Chiron or Charon connected to it. So it's a good time for new beginnings in healing relationships and healing. Doing something that is healing, working toward a goal that involves healing. Anyway, what does Virgo need to know about love in the month of June? What's coming up for Virgos? And this is Sun, Moon, or Rising. Okay, the Five of Cups. The Eight of Wands. Seven of Swords. Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Temperance card, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Death card, which doesn't mean death, but it does mean change. Okay, so you open up with the Five of Cups. That's a card of regret. So you may be feeling that there's a relationship that has run its course. And you're evaluating your life and everything that you've lost. With the Five of Cups, you're looking at your losses. You're focusing on the spilt milk, whatever you've done in the past. You're healing from the past, thinking about the past. And you may have some regrets about some things that you've done in your life, or the way certain decisions you've made. And there may be a dream or a goal that you just feel like you just don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to pursue it. It could be a relationship that you feel like you've come to the end of the line, and you've given it all the energy you could possibly give it, and now you just want to move on. The one thing with the Five of Cups, though, sometimes it relates to someone from the past coming back. Or thinking about a past lover. Maybe you have an opportunity to talk to someone from the past and have final closure. And also, if you're going through a relationship that's in difficulty, there are two cups here that you're not looking at. So there is something that you can salvage from the situation if you choose, but you have to choose to focus on the positive and not on everything that's wrong. If you can focus on what's good about the person or good about the relationship, you might be able to save it. But and then you have the Eight of Wands, so there could be maybe somebody new in the wings or some new energies coming up. So it's possible that maybe you're in a relationship and you're not really happy, and there's some new energy coming up in June that may make you feel like, well, maybe I should try with someone else. Maybe I should give this up. Maybe I've been struggling too hard to sit with this relationship. There is some deception in the past. You have the Seven of Swords and the Three of Cups. That can sometimes speak about infidelity, or you feel like someone's not being honest with you. Someone's not telling you the truth in a situation. The Three of Cups can sometimes mean a love triangle. If it doesn't represent, the positive aspect of the Three of Cups would be having support, having a group of people that you, like a group of friends, or you're going out and partying. This is a card of celebration, birth parties, and feeling that you have a group of people that are supportive to you. But with the Seven of Swords, there's always deception with the Seven of Swords. So there might have been something in the past, either you were not being honest with someone, or you feel that someone was not being honest with you. Maybe you weren't facing your feelings in a situation. Or maybe it could mean saying one thing. Someone says one thing to your face and then says another thing behind your back. So maybe there's a sense of betrayal with the Seven of Swords, or sneaky energy, where you feel that you have to keep your plans under wrap, or you can't really talk about what you're wanting to do. So there could be some kind of covert thing going on. So it's possible that if you're in an unhappy situation, you're making plans to get out of it, and you may have opportunities for growth and change and travel coming up in June, but you feel like you have to keep your plans secret. You can't tell everyone about it. Because there's a certain sneaky aspect to the Seven of Swords. Another interpretation could be that you feel like someone is stealing something from you. Either they're stealing your ideas, they're trying to take your relationship, separate. Like there might be some competition in a relationship. You might feel like someone's trying to take your partner away. That could be another thing that's coming up. It could also mean that you don't want to deal with the issues of the relationship. You don't want to deal with the problems. You don't want to take responsibility for your part in it. So you're kind of sweeping things under the rug, and you're not wanting to deal with the truth. But you're going to have to face the reality at some point. The Four of Pentacles in the future, this is a card of wanting financial security. It's also a card of holding on too tightly to something. So it's possible that maybe you need to release your grip, release your need for control, and kind of let things flow. Maybe you've been too controlling in a relationship, or too critical, and you need to focus on more of the positive. And let things happen in a natural way. Just kind of go with the flow, which is hard, because Virgos, you're so detail-oriented, and you're so analytical and so careful in the way you do things, very methodical. Sometimes it's hard for you to just let go and say, it's okay, let me just go with the flow. Let me not have a plan. Or let things develop naturally. Don't try to control the relationship along specific lines. The Eight of Wands, though, does represent love and messages. It can also represent jealousy. So, like, again, I'm getting the sense of, a third party involved in your situation. So either you're jealous of someone or someone's jealous of you, because there's interference. Now, with the Chariot coming up in the very near future, the Chariot is a card of victory. But it's victory to discipline and focus. So if you've been scattered, if you've been, so if you're dating someone, and you're dating two people, and you're trying to decide between the two of them, maybe you're spreading your energies too thin. You need to focus on who you really want and focus on that relationship. Or you might wind up with no one. It's like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. The Chariot is a card of, knowing what you want, self-control, basically. Not being led by all these different options. Because I feel like something may come up that may want to distract you or pull you away from your current situation. So you have to really think about, do I really want this? And if you value the relationship and want to save it, you may have to say no to this new opportunity. But if you feel like you're in a situation that's just not giving you what you need, then you may have to admit the truth about it and be more honest about it as you move on to the next thing. Because here you have the Temperance card, and this is in your fear sector. The Temperance is a card of, on the one hand, it can mean two people who are well suited to each other. It's also finding the balance, not going to extremes. So there's also a case of learning to see things from another person's perspective. You might be very rigid in your thinking, and maybe you're not open to another person's point of view, and maybe you need to embrace that person and say, well, okay, I see things this way, but, you know, maybe someone else has a different view, and maybe their view is just as valid as mine. Maybe we need to compromise and meet halfway. Maybe it can't be all or nothing. This is a card of balancing the energies and finding the perfect blending with someone else where you're giving and taking, an equal give and take. Because in this situation, this is someone who doesn't know how to give, someone who wants to receive without having to put out the energy. So you could be hoarding money. You may not want to spend. You might be like being frugal in a relationship, not wanting to spend on the other partner, not wanting to show your feelings first. Maybe you expect the other person to take the first move. So there has to be a little bit more, you have to be a little bit more flexible if you want to work on this relationship. Now, you do have the Ten of Wands is in your environment. So you could be dealing with someone who's been under a lot of pressure, working very hard. So maybe you're feeling neglected in a relationship because another person's been too busy and hasn't had enough time to devote to you. And you're feeling neglected, and you're feeling maybe jealous of the time they're spending away from home, if you're in a relationship. It can also mean that in your work environment, you're carrying a lot of responsibility, and you've been working, and that could be affecting your relationship too. If you're overworked and stressed out, you have less patience, so you could be going through a funk. The Ten of Wands, though, when you get to the 10, it means you're coming to the end of a cycle. So you are going to be able to put this burden down. You are going to come to the end of your hard work. And usually, and you have the potential for victory. So there could be some kind of career success, some doors opening up. Because also with the Eight of Wands, I feel like doors might be opening up for you career-wise. And all your hard work is going to pay off. And it may lead to more financial, position might open up that might lead to more financial stability, security. But you are still struggling with this relationship issue. That's good. So there's two themes going on in June. There's your career, where you're wanting to move ahead and get yourself in a better position financially. And there's also trying to decide whether to release a relationship or save it, or spend more energy trying to save it. Because you have the Ten of Swords here. And that's in your hopes and wishes. That's your wish fulfillment area. So the Ten of Swords with the Seven of Swords, I feel like you've been betrayed. There's a sense of betrayal. And you feel that I just can't put any more energy. You might be coming to the end of a cycle where you were wasting your energy on something that wasn't worth your time. And you're going to realize that in June. You're going to realize, you know what, I can't put my energy on something that's not in my best interest. So I'm going to stop wasting my energy on someone who is either being dishonest or not being truthful, maybe even deceiving me, or just something that's just not bringing me what I need. And I'm going to open myself, and when you decide that, when you make that decision to stop wasting your energy on something that's not productive, that's not going anywhere, then you can open the door. And that's what the Death card is about. The Death card is about letting something die so that you can make room for something new. You can make room for new growth, because you have that potential with this Eight of Wands. The potential for growth and opportunity is there. You just have to make room for it. You have to go through your life, look at your life, and decide, what do I need to keep and what do I need to let go of? where am I wasting my energy? Where can my energy be better spent that's going to bring return? That's going to bring me what I need, bring me love, bring me success, bring me financial security. So if there's something in your life that's not working, you may decide to let it go. Cut your losses. And if you're feeling a little bit disappointed or feeling like something that you worked hard for has been kind of like a failure, it's not the end of the world. It's just that you're accepting that something has reached the end of the line, and now you're ready for something new. So you're preparing for something new. You're preparing for something better to come, to plant new seeds and to have new growth. Because this is a card of go no more along these lines. So if there's a situation, it could be a relationship that's reached the end of the road and you have no more energy to give to it. It could be a career situation where you feel like, I've worked hard and I'm not getting anywhere, I need to move on. I've been existing in a hostile situation and I just can't do it anymore. The Death card, though, is an exciting card. It's a card of change. It's a card of don't be afraid to transform. Don't be afraid to let something die that's not working, so that you can make room for the new, so that you can make room for new beginnings and new growth. When we let go of what's no longer working, or when you hold on to something that's not working, you're preventing the new from coming in. You're preventing that energy from manifesting because you're still stuck in the past, or you're stuck in this old way of thinking and way of being. So I think June's going to be a time of release for you, a time of culmination where you realize what needs to go, and a time of focus where you figure out, okay, I need to let this die so I could focus on this other thing. And so it'll be a time of transformation, change, but also opportunity, where you can find, part of you, you can be in a relationship that has greater harmony, and part of you is doubting that. Another thing that this card means, the Temperance relates to the Archangel Michael. So you do have spiritual forces guiding you at this time, but you are not, a part of you doesn't really believe it. A part of you is doubting that. You're feeling that, I'm all alone in this struggle. Nobody cares what's going on in my life. But that's really not true. You just have to be open. Open to this angelic, divine guidance. Trust your intuition. Let go of your need to control, and let, sometimes let synchronicities happen. So you could come across, when you stop trying to control the outcome and you let things happen and just give up and say, look, I can't control this. The only thing I can control is me. I can't control what other people do. I can't control how other people react. People do things. All I can do is focus on my reaction. How do I deal with this situation? Because when you try to control everything outside of you, you just exhaust yourself, and you really can't do it anyway. It's a wasted effort. So maybe that's one of the things that need to die, your need to control. Maybe you need to just relax and let things flow, or have a balance where you have a plan, but you also let things flow, where you're not too controlling. Give some space and breathing room to a situation or a relationship, so that it can develop in its own way, and not be stifled. So exciting changes are going to be coming, and especially with the Eight of Wands, things might happen pretty quickly. You might be surprised at the way things will change. You might meet someone, if you're not, if a relationship ends and you're looking for someone new, it may happen spontaneously, it may happen suddenly, or you may suddenly develop feelings for someone. It could also mean that a journey by air. Sometimes the Eight of Wands, most of the times it's just speedy energy. It means things happening quickly. So something could come to a head, and you might just decide, I'm out of here, and it's done. And then it could also mean new opportunities. So don't be afraid of the endings, because new opportunities are right in the wings, waiting to come. But you have to first let go, and you have to first admit that you have come to the end of a cycle. And that's probably also what this card means. Like, you really have to admit to yourself, like you've been sweeping things under the rug, not wanting to deal with reality. And this card could also mean something that was once good, but now things have changed, and it's just not as fulfilling. So you have to accept that things change. We can't always, nothing stays the same. We have relationships, they start out great, and for many years you could be in a relationship that's really wonderful, and then at some point, things just change. People grow apart. People grow in different directions. And you have to accept those changes. You can't try to control the other person and try to keep things static. You have to kind of go with the flow and allow that change to happen. And usually what happens is when you admit that something has ended, if you can let go of something that seems to be ending at this time, it's really, the universe is pushing you towards something better. It's saying, okay, this doesn't fit you anymore. We're going to take this away so that we can bring you something better. And that's here in this 8 of Wands. That's coming. And also focus and discipline, knowing what it is you really want, stop distracting yourself with other things. Focus on what you really want to manifest. And you can have it. You can make major change. You can transform from the chrysalis to the butterfly in June. So that's my reading for June, Virgo. I hope this was a help to you. And I wish you luck, love, and blessings. And I will talk to you again in July. Bye now.